Welcome to this pitch and Q&A of Time for the Planet. So normally we should be on LinkedIn and YouTube live. So if you have questions and you want to comment, you can just put in the comments and I will see them appearing after a few seconds, 30 seconds, something. I'm not even sure exactly how long it takes. But if you say hello or if you ask a question, I'll see it after a few seconds or minutes. So I'm Cecile. I'm the International Managing Director of Time for the Planet, and I'm here to explain what is Time for the Planet for those who don't know, or if you know Time for the Planet but you're not sure about everything about it. And so it will take maybe 15, 20 minutes just to explain what is Time for the Planet, and then you can ask all the questions you want if you have questions. If you don't, that's fine. We will just finish the live. So to start with, what is Time for the Planet? So Time for the Planet is a non-profit citizen fund, and we detect and finance innovation to tackle climate change, which includes any innovation that will either reduce greenhouse gases or capture greenhouse gases. So how does it work? We have four main points. The first one is we know that a lot of innovations today, they already exist, so they have been invented already, but they're in the hands of scientists, researchers who are not entrepreneurs, who do a great job at innovating and inventing new stuff and being new products or new services, new business model, whatever it is, but they don't have the entrepreneurial skill to just put it on the market, which means that the innovation we need, even if they exist, they don't actually go to the market and they are not used by everyone because that's not the skills of the people who invent them. So the first thing we do is when it's needed, which is the case most of the time in the innovation we invest in, we add a successful entrepreneur to the project. So we really select the project on its potential in terms of impact on greenhouse gases. So we don't look at the team to select the project. And then if it's needed in the team, we will add the proper skill of an entrepreneur. So really hire an entrepreneur to join the team. It happens sometimes that we already have a good team in the project, of course, because some people who are inventors are also great entrepreneurs, but not all of them. So that's the first thing. Add an entrepreneur if it's needed to the project, so this project can actually hit the market and be spread. The second thing we have that is really important is we are really citizen funds, which means that we are open to everyone, so anyone can join. When as a citizen you discover about climate change and start to make some change, so you will maybe eat less meat, or take more the public transport, take less your car, all the kind of things that we do when we start to care about climate change. But at one point we kind of feel stuck with individual actions because we try the best we can, but we still see there is a problem. So Time for the Planet, the goal is really to allow people to participate to a bigger project, so to really a collective project all together. So that's why Time for the Planet is really accessible to everyone. So anyone can become a shareholder from £1. So it can be £1, but it can be £1,000. So it's really up to you, or €1 or $1, depending where you're from. No matter really, it's more or less the same. And so you can become a shareholder from a very low level, which allows you to be part of the project, no matter if you are a student, if you have lots of money, not lots of money. So it's made to be accessible. And the goal is really to have everyone coming together, being citizens, organizations. We also have city where we're a shareholder of Time for the Planet. So it's really open to everyone. Then something else that is really important for us is that we spread innovation through open source models. So what it means is when we have an innovation that we decide to finance, once it's mature, so it takes sometimes a little bit of time, it can be 1 year or 2 years, the time that we can find a proper model and the innovation is mature enough, but then we will offer this innovation in free license model. So really anyone can ask for a free license, which is for free, and they can commercialize the innovation from that, which will help to spread a lot faster our innovation. And instead of just creating companies, we will actually create markets. There are obligations, of course, with the free license, and one of them, which is really important, is to share any improvement that is done on the innovation to everyone else. So the goal is really to cooperate to make it better, instead of competing and trying everyone on our side to have the best patent, but really to make it happen all together and cooperate to get always better results and better impact. So that's a very important point for us, and it's a way to really spread innovative products, services, business model a lot faster than if we wanted to just keep it for ourselves. Then the last point, or the fourth point, is that we are non-profit in the sense that we don't distribute any profit to our shareholder. So when we invest in a company, and we get profit back from this, because as an investor, you do get profit back at one point normally from your investment. Instead of distributing this profit to our shareholder, we will use all of it to keep investing in new innovations. So basically, the first innovation we are going to invest in, a few years later, they will be the one that allow us to keep investing more and more in new innovations. So when you put your money in Time for the Planet, being €1 or being 1,000, your money will always be working for more and more impact. So you really are putting your money for impact, not for money. So it produces impact. And so the way, because you don't get money, so the way you can see the impact of your investment, it was important to have a measure. So we have a climate dividend. So climate dividend is something that we invented at the beginning, but now it's becoming a global standard. So it's something that is not from Time for the Planet itself. And so climate dividend, it's basically one climate dividend is 1 ton of CO2 equivalent that is either reduced or captured. So at the end of the year, as a shareholder of Time for the Planet, you will get climate dividend depending on your investments. So we calculate all the impact from our companies, so the companies we decided to finance, but also from the free license that are used everywhere in the world. And then we distribute this climate dividend to our shareholders. So if you own 2% of Time for the Planet shares, you will get 2% of climate dividends from our companies. So that's basically how it works. So that's a way to really make sure that your investment, you know exactly the impact, because that's the reason why you decide to invest. So that's an overview. A few other things I wanted to share with you. So I'll share my screen so it's easier for everyone to follow up. So the first thing is, of course, you might want to know how exactly you can participate to Time for the Planet. And it's quite easy. It's directly on our website. So go to the first page. So when you are on our website, which is jointime.com, you will see that. So you can, so on this page, you can put if you are a citizen or company. It's slightly different because you don't have exactly the same reasons why you are investing. So you will find a little bit of explanation, a little bit of number, and you can just buy shares. So it's very quick. If you want to buy a share, it's a few minutes. You just have to fill a form where you will tell us who you are, how many shares you want to buy, how do you want to pay, etc. So it's very straightforward. You can also click on take action. So of course you can become a shareholder and so participate financially to the project, but we have a few other things that you can do if you want to participate. So you have this lend a hand, which are different actions to help Time for the Planet being known. So it can be on social media, to post on LinkedIn, on Instagram. It can be to send an email. So we have a few actions like that that you can do to help us. You can become an assessor. I'll go a little bit further on this one. So when we select the innovations that we want to finance, we have very, very specific way of doing it, a very unique process. And it's in 4 steps. And the first step is to have collective intelligence pre-select the innovations. And for that, we have people we call assessor. An assessor can be anyone. So any of you that are with right now listening to me can become an assessor. And you just need to go through a training of 1 hour. You don't need any specific skill. You don't need to be an expert. You just have to go through the training where we will explain what's your role, what you have to do, what are our criteria, and then you will access a platform where you can assess the innovations, and especially you will assess the potential of the innovation. We need at least 50 assessors on one innovation to be able to have a relevant results. We know that from our experience. So we see that when we have 50 people that are assessing the same innovation, we get the same result as one expert with the same level of information, which is very interesting. And so it allows us to process a lot of innovations at the same time. After the pre-selection, we have our scientific committee. So we have 14 multidisciplinary experts. So they are all experts in different fields, which are the fields also, as well, that interest us. So we have people in agriculture, transport, buildings, etc. And they meet normally once every 4 months, but it can be more if it's needed sometimes. And they will assess the innovation that have been pre-selected by the collective intelligence before, and go a lot deeper. So they will really challenge innovators. They will also, they can ask for external experts to come in to really go further, do some meetings with the innovator, to do a really deep assessment of the innovation. So it's really a lot of work. And then they will meet and they have to decide on what they think the innovation should be in terms of marks, so on impact, etc. So they will give us the results. Then if it passes the scientific committee, we will go through the market test. Market test, it's very much going to potential clients, see if they will buy the solution, what's missing, what we need to do. It's also the time when we are assessing the team of the project. So we really see if we need to add someone, if we need to add an entrepreneur. If so, that's when we actually hire the entrepreneur already to be part of the project, to see if it works well or she works well with the team. So we do a little bit all of that. And at the end, if we think we should invest, we will write an investment note. So an investment note with all our conclusions from the assessors, from the scientific committee, from the market test. We will say we think we need this much of money. So for example, 1 million, because there are these needs for the next month, which can be, for example, hiring a technical director. It can be having a demonstrator. It can be whatever it is to have this innovation going ahead. And then we will submit that to our general meeting. So all our shareholders, no matter if you have 1 share, 1,000, 1 million share, all of you will go to the vote and will be able to say yes or no to each investment we suggest. So that's how it works. So you see that we have the citizen at the very beginning of a process to do the pre-selection of the project, and also at the very end, so all our shareholders who can vote for an innovation to pass or not. So that's it for this. And finally, something else you can do is to join our community. So if you want to help Time for the Planet and be part of a community, you just have to go through a 1-hour presentation where we explain a little bit how it works, and then you will be able to be part of the community and do what you want. So there is no minimum time. If you want to do 1 hour per month, it's fine. If you want to do 10 hours per month, it's fine. If you want to do 1 hour per year, it's fine. So it's really up to you. And that's a little bit about it, what you can do. A last thing before I check if you have questions, and you can already write them if you have questions in the comments. That's fine. But just the last thing is about innovation. So you have a page where you can find our innovation. So if you go to, for example, innovations finance, because you want to know more about the product we have financed already, you can find them here. So you will see like the 5 products we have already. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but if you have questions, you can ask them. But basically, you click on it, you will have a little bit of explanation. There are videos, not always in English, because today some of the company are French. So it's like a video they did. You have some details. You also have here a file that you can find, which right now is in French. We have it in English. It's just a a matter of the developers just having the button working in English as well, which it will be in English as well, where it is the investment notes that you can find. You have the team, so you have the scientific committee opinion, which I also need to translate actually because it's in French, but that's okay, I'll do it. And yeah, so basically you can find everything about this. If you also want to know a little bit more about the innovations that have been submitted, so you have the innovation we received, the ones that have been submitted to the assessment of the assessors, you have the one to the scientific committee. So you just have to click on the button and then you will find all the innovation that we have been going through our scientific committee. And so you can just have a look to all of that. And that's about it, I think, about what I wanted to do. You, of course, have a lot more information in Find Out More. So if you want to check, you have articles about our strategy and governance. You have a roadmap, which we try to have up to date because we are always going very fast and changing a little bit what we are doing at the moment. And you have different legal documents. We have a scientific brief, for example, an investment brief, etc., etc. So quite a lot of things on the website. And that's it. So let me check for the question because I didn't yet looked at them. Just I'll stop sharing my screen. So Emric, how can I attend the presentation on how to get involved? Yes, how can we help, for instance, to rethink the website, which is a bit confusing so far. So we are working on the website right now. So we have a lot of things to do. We have lots of information to give on the website, which might be the reason why it's a bit confusing at the moment. If you want to be part of the committee, and that's also an easy way to talk with us, to give us some feedback, to help us on everything. So I'll just show you. So if you're on the website, you can click on Take Action and join the community. So it's just here. If you are French, you can do the same in France, basically. And once you have done that, you can just click on Join the Galaxy, which is the name of our community. It will open a page, so it's an Eventbrite page where you can just select a date. So we try to do this kind of presentation regularly. So it's once every 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong, and that's it. The Gluon Planet thing is very complex. Well, that's why we have a 1-hour presentation to really explain how it works. It seems complex at the beginning, but once you're in it, it should be fine. You just have to really go through the presentation so you understand everything. A question from Nigel. This project looks excellent, but it's in French. Do you... Let me... I forgot to do that. So I can show the questions. This product looks excellent, but it's a bit French. Do you have plans to open up more outside France, like the UK? Yes, we do. So it started in France, indeed, in 2019, so December 2019. So of course we needed first to work in France and do everything properly in France, make sure the concept was working. But now it's time for us to go abroad as well. And so I'm actually based in the UK. So the goal is actually to develop the project in the UK. So if you are in the UK and you want to help me to participate, you are more than welcome. We do have a community already in London of a few shareholders. We're meeting them from time to time. And the goal in the UK is really to build a local team of people that will really be able to carry the project, because it's a lot of work to do it. So it's really the goal. It will probably start more in London because that's where I'm based and where we have the most people. But the goal is really to create something that is in the UK, everywhere in the UK. So that's the current project. We hope to have some nice news by the beginning of next year around that. We are planning a few things for the UK to make it happen. It's a lot of work, but eventually we will get there. And so the UK is the first one we do, but of course we want to do the same in other countries. So if you want to contact me, I don't know if I can put a message in the chat, but you can write to me at Cecile, so like my name, Cecile, at planet.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn as well, if you want to. So let me check if I can in the chat put my email, so it will be easier for you as well. That might be nicer. Let me see. But you can send me an email directly. So I'm based in London. So if you are in London, it's even easier. If not in London, that's still fine. We can still talk together. So I think I can put this in the chat, so you can just drop me an email. I hope you have it, because on the software we are using, I'm never sure if it works. I think it worked. If not, just let me know if you didn't have the email. But so you can write to me at this email, and then we can chat about what you can do to help us. And we are really looking for people to help us. Oh, you're in London actually, so that's perfect. Lovely. So I'm looking for having some news from you, Nigel. It will be very nice to talk to you, and we can actually probably go for a coffee or something as well if you want to. So thanks very much. Do anyone have any other question? Or if not, that's fine as well, because it's lunchtime, so it's also nice to go for lunch. But if you have any other question, I'll just wait a little bit, because I know there is always a delay between the moment you ask your question and the moment I see them. But if not, and I'll just put my email address here, so if anyone wants to contact me, you can do it here. So yeah, and you can add me on LinkedIn actually as well. So yeah, I'll wait. Thank you, Emmerich. I'll wait 1 minute to see if any other question is coming in, and if not, I'll just say goodbye to you. Let me wait a little bit. It's always a problem actually to have this little delay, because you never sure you actually went through all the questions, and sometimes just at the time we are cutting it, we have a question that appears and it's too late. All right. Well, I think we're good. So thank you very much, Emmerich, for your questions. Thank you very much, Nigel, as well. I'm really happy to have someone from the UK and from London today that is willing to help us, because it's a great news. And we do this kind of session every first Monday of the month in English right now. We will probably increase that with time when we get bigger and bigger, which I hope will be the case very soon in the UK. And well, have a great lunch if you didn't have it yet, and see you next time. And don't hesitate to just contact us and be in touch with us. Bye-bye.